Hello and welcome back to another session of meditation and breathwork. Before we get started today, I just wanted to recap a couple of the skills that you've already begun to learn as part of this journey that we're taking together. We've looked at 3 different breathing cycles: our calm breathing cycle, our intermediary breathing cycle, and we've just touched on our vagus nerve breathing cycle. These cycles can be used for a lot of different reasons and in a lot of different settings as well. The idea being that these practices need to be sustainable in order for them to actually work. So you may find that one or more of the breathing cycles that we've already done clicks with you the most. So feel free to focus more of your energies on anything that resonates with you. Every human body and every human mind requires something slightly different. And so not every single skill or tool is going to be the perfect fit for you. But don't be disheartened by that. More see it as a positive that along this journey you're going to find things that work the best for you. That's where you want to put your energy. But we'll continue to practice these skills so that you can solidify and really understand them and get a gauge on what is going to shift the needle for you. So today we'll be extending in particular our vagus nerve breathing cycle so that you can stay in it a little bit longer, feel the physical changes as well as the mental and the emotional ones. Now, all your breathing cycles, as I mentioned, can be used for different things. The calm breathing cycle, the 4x4, is really useful for anxiety, for panic, for any kind of major stress. And you can actually use this when you're standing, you can use it when you're talking, you can use it in the middle of a meeting or a call, but you can also use it with your eyes shut when you're about to go to bed, or even when you're standing in the shower or when you're on the toilet. So really, you can use it anywhere. It's a fantastic tool. If any of you have got children at home, it's a really great breathing technique to actually share with your family because it's very easy to pick up. And the whole context around that is truly to create a sense of calm. So it's a very fast working breathing technique. Your intermediary cycle, your 4x6, is going to be a little bit better suited to wanting to reduce physical pain or severe emotional pain. It helps your body to relax, it changes the chemistry of your body, and the effects tend to be slightly longer lasting than those of your calm breathing cycle. If you're not used to doing it yet and you do get those feelings of wooziness, then I would suggest practicing this either laying down, maybe before bed, or as you're trying to drop off to sleep, or in kind of a safe and comfortable position where you feel confident about using this particular skill. But once you've gotten used to it, like all other things, you sort of get a muscle memory for it and it will be easy enough to use. And then finally, your vagus nerve breathing cycle, which we've just begun to use. This is really a slightly more advanced technique. This completely changes which nervous system is functioning in the body. It changes your brain chemistry entirely. It changes your neurotransmitters entirely, and so it has a really profound effect over the physical self. I highly suggest working on becoming used to using your vagus nerve breathing technique because it's applicable to any type of pain or overwhelming emotion that you can have. And in this particular time, when you may not be able to physically touch another human being, it actually helps you to release one of the chemicals that would normally come from physical touch, oxytocin. So it's a really great way of boosting the levels of that and reducing that feeling of missing that physical contact and intimacy that you may normally have in your life. So it just gives you a bit of a wrap-up context around your breathing cycles that we've had a look at so far. As mentioned, we're going to dive a little further into the vagus nerve breathing cycle today and spend a longer period of time sinking into that feeling. And as the sessions go on, I'll continue to introduce new breathwork techniques as well as new focus techniques for the brain. And we'll be expanding on some of the other wellness skills that you could be using as well. So without further ado, get yourself nice and comfortable today wherever you are, sitting up, laying down. Body language as open as you can make it. Palms facing up to the sky if possible, legs and arms uncrossed. But largely be guided by your own body as to what feels really good for you today. And when you're ready, simply begin breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you begin breathing, just noticing that you become more aware of any physical sensations of the breath as it moves in and then as it moves out. And on your next exhale, just gently shut your eyes and allow yourself to sink deeply and comfortably into being present with the breath and with the body. Without counting the breaths, I'd like you simply to track the breath, following it from the very beginning of your inhale all the way until you feel your lungs and diaphragm completely full, and then following your exhale from the start all the way to feeling the diaphragm and lungs being empty. Following and tracking every breath evenly, calmly, and with confidence and ease. If you find yourself being pulled away from the breath by thought or by distraction, just acknowledge and note the thought or distraction, and then without judgment, bring yourself back to the breath and begin tracking it again from start to end. Remembering as you breathe that there is nowhere else you need to be. This is space and time just for you. As you continue to track the breath, I'd like you now to visualize. Visualize yourself as though you are a battery. And every full inhale and exhale recharges the battery just a little bit more. But the recharge requires the full breath from start to finish. So as you breathe, you can see the level of the battery recharging little by little. And as the battery recharges, it provides you energy, your physical form, the resources needed to do its job, and your mind, the energy required to help you think clearly, to be objective, and to create a space of compassion for yourself and for those around you. And now as your battery comes to a full recharge, I'd like you to begin breathing for the vagus nerve cycle, letting go of any visualization on the breath and instead bringing the focus to the counting. Inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, followed by a full exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. Noticing for a moment as your body adjusts and any resistance that may be present as you stretch the muscle of the diaphragm and extend the exhalation. Assuring yourself with every breath that this small discomfort is a great example of the discomfort you often face in life. Knowing that if you stay with it, if you stay the course, you will adjust and you will grow. If possible, bring your breathing into a truly audible level, inhaling with force through the nose, exhaling loudly through the mouth for a count of 8, completely emptying the diaphragm and the lungs. Feeling the body expand and contract, and any waves of lightheadedness washing over you as your sympathetic nervous system takes a back seat, allowing your parasympathetic nervous system to take the driver's seat. With every breath, you are more positioned for control, for resilience, for pain and emotional management. If emotions arise as you continue to breathe, allow them to come and give yourself permission to sit with them, to process them. And with that extended exhale, releasing all that no longer serves you. Inhaling the knowledge that you need, and exhaling anything outside that does not nurture you. You may let go now of any counting of the breath. Allow yourself now to be guided just by the physical sensation of the lungs, of the throat, and of the diaphragm. Trust in your body that it knows how long to breathe for, that it has already learnt this pattern and is there to support you as you build space to process, to reconnect, to be in alignment. I'd like you now to move towards the calm breathing cycle. An inhale through the nose for a count of 4, and an exhale through the mouth for a count of 4. Noting for a moment how your body behaved as you adjusted to the new breathing cycle. Noticing yourself becoming slightly more aware, more present in the current space around you. Taking a moment now to let go of the counting of the breath and instead giving yourself thanks and gratitude for taking the time to prioritize your well-being, to nurture all that you are. Allowing yourself now to become more present, wiggling the fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and adjust the light. before rushing off, just take a moment to be present with how you feel. And of course, with any feelings or thoughts that may have arisen during your breathing today. I do encourage you to take notes, even if it's just 1 or 2 sentences, about what you've discovered through the process of your practice each day. Allow yourself to build a manual that discovers who you are, what you need versus what you want, and more about your physical form. I hope that today's practice has brought you a sensation of release, has reduced any pain or stress that you may be feeling, or has at least provided the space to allow you to think through and process anything that may be on your mind. It's been my absolute pleasure, of course, to join you again today. I wish you nothing but wellness, and I will join you next time for more breathing and meditation.